Facebook.com/Christian Family Organizations, www.facebook.com Christian Society for the Deaf. Thank you for your support.
This is INCRadio, DCEM 954, the voice of truth, the official radio station of the Church of Christ, or Iglesianicristo.
Welcome to INCRadio, Hawaii Pacific. Featuring the brothers and sisters of the Ecclesiastical District of Hawaii Pacific. Mahalo for tuning in. See you soon.
Happy Aloha Friday! Welcome back to another episode of INCRadio, Hawaii Pacific. I am one of your hosts for this evening, Sister Janae. Please don't forget me. Okay, are you fanning me? It is God. I am not alone. I am with. Brother, please introduce yourself.
Good morning, good evening, and a very, very good afternoon. I am one of the co-host Salmons here, Brother Joshua Galang. Nice to meet you. Nice to see you. Please don't forget our name. We're here very regularly, you know.
Yeah,
and,
very nice.
very nice. You know? Like I 100% agree with you, Sister Janae. What do you think, Sister? Oh, wait, you agree?
Oh wait, we don't know her name.
Oh, we don't know her. Block her out.
No.
Close your eyes. But welcome again to INCRadio Hawaii Pacific. We're so glad that you are here with us, and we always forget to tell this to you. I mean, we never forget because she watches the show so much.
No. Yeah, she actually told me.
Yes, she does.
Yeah.
No, like actually she does. I don't know if you see it, but she comments down. Let's read the comment section. Oh, all of the comments are just from her. Okay, all right. That's how much she tunes into INCRadio. But you know, we're so glad that you are here today, and sister watches the show so much that she already knows that what we're gonna say. No, don't say no. Say we miss you. You know, it's been a whole week since we've had our show, and you know what? All of us in our hearts, we miss you. We missed you so much. Another week has gone by. Hi, Kobe. You know, and we're so glad that you're here tuning into INCRadio still. But you know, that's all for me, Sister Janae. What's happening over here?
Well,
What's happening over here? What's going on?
we have our guest for this evening.
We do.
Sister, would you like to introduce yourself, say your name, what locale you're from, and maybe a fun fact about you?
Okay, so hi, I'm Sister Jade. I'm from the locale of Honolulu. And a fun fact about myself is when I first bite into chocolate, I sneeze obnoxiously loud.
I'm sorry, what? The first time
That is a fun fact, though.
When I first bite into chocolate, I sneeze like super, super loud.
Like actually.
A really good
Yes,
fun
it's like a
Let's
dad
test
sneeze.
that right now.
Oh, consistently?
I think the more chocolatey something is, like dark chocolate, or the
chocolate.
more chocolate it has
Okay.
in it, the more tendency it has to make me sneeze.
Oh.
Yeah.
What is the science behind that? Does anyone have dark chocolate?
I have
I don't know the science behind it. I know that for some people, certain like scents, or for me, it's like, I don't know. I noticed that it happens with like chocolate and more recently matcha powder, even mint sometimes.
Mints.
So I don't know if it's like the strength of like the, you know,
maybe it
flavor or
is.
What if you eat
something.
mint
But
chocolate chip?
oh, then that's maybe
I
like
think
2
there's,
sneezes.
Yeah, like
at
double.
least.
Oh, 2 sneezes. It's not like double strength, but like the quantity.
Yes, it's the quantity
the
of
quantity of
sneezes.
sneezes.
It's actually true. It happened to me
Are you
before.
serious?
Yeah, I had like chocolate ice cream that had chocolate chips, brownie, and fudge, and I sneezed 4 times.
Chocolate ice cream that had chocolate chips and chocolate fudge.
And brownie.
And brownie. That sounds really good, though.
It was really good, but
Whoa, I didn't know that's a thing. What is that
Yeah.
called?
That's it.
I actually don't know how I got it. I don't know like where it was from actually, but it was
You
a
just found
type
it,
of ice
like,
cream.
on the
Yeah.
side of the road.
No, somewhere in my house. I just found it and I was like, oh, it tastes good, but it's making me sneeze.
Sneeze.
a
Is it
lot.
every single bite? Only the first bite.
It was only the first bite and it made me sneeze 4 times.
Whoa, because it's whoa.
Because
Do
there
you
was a lot
sneeze
of chocolate.
like after you take that first initial bite?
Yeah, so I'll take the first initial bite, I'll sneeze, and then if I don't continue to eat it,
Mhm.
it'll reset. And
Oh.
then I'll sneeze again. Like
What
if I
is-
left it alone for a minute
Mhm.
and then I didn't eat it at all and I ate it again, I'll sneeze again.
Whoa.
Oh, I should have brought chocolate.
You should have brought chocolate.
I have chocolate at my house.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, I do.
Oh man. Wow.
That is,
That's
I think that's like my favorite fun
fact.
so
That
far.
is.
I mean, I don't really remember.
so far. I didn't even say. I was like, what is? Why does it have to be far? I'm not thinking.
Do you have a fun fact? We actually never really talk about our fun facts.
Yeah, we don't really. I think the last time we spoke about a fun fact was with Arrow and Ate Soliel.
Oh, when we're
And then we were talking about like facts about animals. Like fun facts about animals. Yeah. But anyway, we're not fun facts about ourselves. You should go first because I don't know mine.
I'm scared of horses.
Oh, we spoke about this.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's like
But
my.
we know we reiterated.
Yeah, I'm pretty scared of horses.
Like
I love seeing horses like on the side of the road. If I'm like just driving past by them, I like seeing the horses. But horses are pretty big.
They
When
actually
you go
are.
up to them.
They
Have
are.
you seen those videos of like they're like war horses? I guess? Is that
Yes,
what
yes.
it's called? Those just super huge.
Yes, the Clydesdale horse.
Yeah. Clydesdale?
I think so.
Yeah. Okay, Clydesdale. We should search that up. Quick check. No, joking.
I might be wrong. I'm putting my degree to use.
No, yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Liberal arts. No, it's not. Okay, afraid of horses. Oh, and then I spoke about how like I'm like have this uncomfortable feeling with super big machinery.
Oh, yeah.
Like oil rings. I'm like, whoa. Or
I
windmills.
remember you
dude.
talking about that.
Yeah, windmills. I don't get like scared about it. I'm just like,
Yeah, it's just so
Thanks.
vast.
yeah, you know.
Yeah.
That's my face. Every time I'm driving Kahuku. What is that?
Yeah, you just drive the other way, huh?
Yeah, no, I drive the other way. Try to get as far away.
You
from
take the long way.
it. Yeah, just to get away from it.
Anyways,
Yeah. Anyway.
I love all our fun facts for this evening, but let's go straight into our topic.
Yeah.
Our topic this evening is about being a dietitian or, your journey as a dietitian or trying to become a dietitian. So I actually spoke with Sister Jade in the pre-show,
Yes.
just trying to get some background. She told me that she is actually doing her master's degree.
Oh yeah,
Master's
masters and
degree.
dietetic
Okay.
internship.
Would you like to elaborate more on that?
Yeah, so currently I'm doing a combined program where I'm getting my master's and I'm also completing a dietetic internship.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. So it's two in one. I'm sorry.
No, you're okay.
Yeah.
You go.
No, my comment was so it's 2 in 1.
Yeah.
Your question.
It is 2 in 1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Two,
So-
sorry, not 2 in 1. It's like 2 separate things at once. I should
Yes.
say.
Yeah.
Is the school the one that's providing the? I was about to say diuretic. How do you say it?
Dietetic.
Dietitian with
Dietitian, diuretic. So the dietetic
Yeah.
and your master's.
Yes.
Is that internship included within your master's, or is this something just separate that you have to go through?
Yeah, so then the program that I'm currently with, it's a 2-year program. So in the first year, I was just only doing the master's classes. But now that I'm in my second year, it's a combination where I'm continuing the master's classes as well as doing my dietetic internship now.
So what does like a typical day look like for you?
Yeah, so then as of right now, since I've just recently started my second rotation for my dietetic internship, I'm in the food systems management phase. So prior to that, I was doing community nutrition. So these rotations kind of help us to kind of like find our interests when it comes to dietetics.
yeah.
So since I'm doing food systems management, I'm currently working with what is it called? Lanakila Kitchen or Lanakila Pacific.
I think I've heard of them.
Yeah, they're across from Kuakini Medical Center. They have other programs like Meals on Wheels, Employment Certification. Yeah,
I've heard of that.
Yeah.
They like, I think we take volunteers.
Yeah, the
Yes.
Meals on Wheels
Yeah.
takes a lot of volunteers.
Yeah, I was actually thinking of doing that to get volunteer hours.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but I just. Anyways,
I thought she works for horses.
Huh?
Huh?
what?
Nothing.
Horses?
Yeah, horses. So, okay. How long? Because you said you're on your second rotation for your
Yeah.
dietetic internship or this program that you're part of. How many rotations are included in that internship?
So then there's 4 rotations.
Mhm.
So then I completed the community nutrition one. I'm currently doing food systems management. And then the next one would be long-term care. And the last one is clinical.
Mm.
Yeah.
Oh, your clinicals? So like, what would
Yeah.
you do in each rotation? I mean,
Oh.
the name of the rotations is like kind of self-explanatory, but
Yeah.
what would you like exactly do in each
Yeah.
rotation?
So then at my previous site, it also kind of depends on the site that you're at because you might be doing different things. So like, for example, I was with the Hawaii Child Nutrition Program. So they work with a lot of like NSLP. So that's the National School Lunch Program. So they deal with a lot of workings with the state. And so I was able to kind of help create newsletter articles that had to do with nutrition
That's
and
cool.
as well as completing some of the assignments that the school gives me because that's also kind of a part of the process where we have our own competencies and requirements we have to meet like in order to become fully like licensed at some point.
Oh.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Is that like a way to show that you understand what you do?
Yeah. So it's kind of like they call it CRDNs or basically requirements. So it'll be like you have the certain requirement and as a number and it'll explain like a goal that you're trying to meet. So within each rotation, you're trying to meet certain goals. So
Yeah.
Oh.
yeah.
And so what
No,
so
go.
what is the goal? What is the goal for your second rotation?
So then in the second rotation with food systems management, we're learning a lot more about what it's like being in the kitchen. So like I'm currently with Lanakila Kitchen and we've been doing a lot of like time and temperature studies, sensory evaluation studies, a lot of like inventory, things that kind of have to do with that side of dietetics.
When you're doing like the time and temperature, is it a very like tedious process? Because I feel like I'm kind of like getting the vibe of like research
Yeah.
kind of stuff, but like not. And I know how research can get very
Oh yeah, research is
yeah.
intense, but with time and temperature, it can be very tedious because there's this certain like food temperature like danger zone in which
Yeah.
like you don't want the food to be staying out within that temperature. You want it like you want your cold food to stay cold and you want your hot food to stay hot. So it's very important to try and maintain those temperatures and constantly be checking the temperatures of the food, especially if they're gonna be like kind of out for a while, like cafeteria style, right?
Oh,
You're kind
yeah.
of like you're scooping everything and
Mhm.
you're giving it to the kids and whatnot, but you have to make sure that they're at the right temperature so that no one, gets sick or
Yeah.
anything. Yeah.
I actually have a question.
Oh, yeah.
So like time, it's not on the rundown.
Oh, yeah.
But for
None
like
of the
time,
questions you asked.
I don't know. The first question I asked, I don't think was. Anyways,
It was just like, how are you?
anyways, I've seen it a lot on like social media platforms and people who meal prep,
Oh, yeah.
and so like, cause I've been wanting to get into meal prepping. I really can't sometimes, but there's like a term called flash freezing, like
Flash
or like
freezing?
you
Oh.
immediately cover food when it's hot, and I heard that's bad. I think it's common knowledge, right? Like you can't really cover
hot food and put it in the fridge?
Yeah,
Or like
or is that that?
directly into the fridge
Yeah.
after you heat
Or
it up?
yeah, or like sometimes I would hear like
Oh,
if you make rice and you want to freeze it,
yeah.
you just once the rice is cooked, you put it in saran wrap, you cover it, and you just put it in the freezer. I don't know if you have to have like a cool down time for that, or like if you could just
Like if you put like liquid nitrogen.
to cool it down.
It's flash freezing, right?
Oh.
It's freezing in flash. Oh yeah. Anyway,
Yeah, you
continue.
actually
Yeah.
no.
Okay, anyway.
Anyways, but yeah. So like what? Yeah, just that was my question.
I think as far as for like flash freezing and stuff, I think we recommend to kind of have a cool down time instead of just directly putting it inside of the freezer, like wherever it is, just because bacteria can kind of grow in certain environments, especially if it's very like moist or things like that. So you kind of
So is it because of that abrupt change in temperature? That's like an environment that bacteria really likes growing?
Yeah, I believe so. I think it's that kind of like sudden change, which is why we usually, as much as possible, try to let the food like cool down before putting it like even in the fridge. It doesn't have to be like just the freezer. Yeah.
I do that. I just wanted to, because I was just curious.
Yeah.
But back.
It's called flash heating.
Oh, we're eating really fast.
No, heating. Not
heating.
Flash heating. No. Flash eating. Yeah, that's my dietary program. Flash eating.
What about flash eating?
No, that was a joke.
Oh, that was a
because you said flash freezing. I said flash eating.
Oh, and then I said flash eating.
Yeah.
Okay.
But anyway, that's really cool. So with each rotation, going back to your dietetic program.
Yeah.
In each one, you're learning different things and you're applying them.
Yes.
Actually, in like the workforce.
Yeah.
That's really cool. What was the first rotation? If you can reiterate.
Oh yeah. So the first rotation was the community nutrition rotation. That's the one where I was with the Hawaii Child Nutrition Program.
That's the one. That's when you had to do the newsletters.
Yes.
Was this more directly in schools?
So then where I was working, it was actually an office in Dole Cannery. So that's actually where the Hawaii Child Nutrition Program kind of works out of. They have an office over there, and each employee that they have kind of is in charge of different programs that they have. So like how I mentioned the NSLP or National School Lunch Program, they have 2 dietitians that are kind of in charge of that program. And then they have other employees in charge of the other programs that are within the Hawaii Child Nutrition Program. Yeah.
Since we're talking about the different rotations, what is the second rotation?
So then the second one is called Food Systems Management.
Oh, the one that you're doing right now. Okay.
Yeah. So
sorry.
No, it's okay. There's a lot.
There's
It's
a lot of
lot.
different bases that we're
Yeah.
We need like a the web apps.
Yeah. It's a lot
I should have wrote them down.
Oh, you should have paper. Then the next show you just can see it one day. Let's write it down. That's the hard thing. Just a little tidbit, like a callback to previous shows when we had them online, as in where everyone was remote and we weren't in physical spaces yet. When they would speak, like the talkers or the guests would speak, I would actually be on like notes, typing down, so that I can.
That's smart.
I can bring it up later on. Yeah. That's what I used to do. So for the different shows, pretty cool. But now I can't do that.
Yeah, I mean, you kind of can.
I did for actually one of the recent shows where they said something like really cool. I think it was a quote, and I actually typed it down so that I could bring it up later on. Yeah, hosting skills. Anyway, continue.
What's the next question, Brother Jen?
The next question, Brother Jenda, what is the next question we're gonna ask? Anyway, so the next question that we have, which we actually discussed already, and we want to go just a little bit more into more detail in it.
Mhm.
You know, when it comes to your everyday work day,
Yeah.
what does it show from the beginning of your shift, beginning
Yeah.
of the
No,
shift,
yeah.
or however your day is to the end of it? Like, walk us through. What do you do?
Okay, so then when I first usually come in, I'll kind of set up my laptop and everything. And because the school has us, or they give us certain projects or like the goals that we kind of have to meet, I'll kind of look over what it is that I want to do for the day. And then I'll kind of work with the kitchen staff and my preceptor to kind of formulate a plan of what can be done today and then kind of plan out the whole week. But it kind of depends on what the modules or whatever it is.
Very interesting.
Yeah, has to do with.
Is this more of a, for this internship, would you consider it more of a hands-on, or is it just like a visual, you see everyone doing their thing and you're just...
I feel like it's a combination of both.
Yeah.
Because when I first started out, I was just strictly observing
Mhm.
everyone, just because it did have to do with like the food and everything, and a lot of like the managers and everything have like CEBSI certifications and everything. So I'm personally not CEBSI like certified, but I was able to kind of see the operations within their kitchen. And then from there, going back to like the modules and all the assignments I had to do, I was able to help come up with plans and like discuss with the kitchen staff about like how to do the time and temperature study, how to do like sensory evaluation and all of the things so that I'm able to help them and they're also able to help me with my stuff. Yeah.
Ooh, very
That's
cool.
it. Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's a lot.
It is.
So
A lot.
what time do you, what's like your timestamp? So like, what time do you usually start? I'm just curious.
Oh yeah. So then, well, thankfully I don't have to be there that early, but the kitchen starts at around like 3 a.m. But I usually get in at around 6:45 a.m. and then I'll finish somewhere around 2:45. But by then a lot of the kitchen staff is already gone because they start so early. And then they'll kind of do like around 8 hours before they start leaving.
3 a.m.
Yeah.
Oh.
So 3 a.m.?
Yeah, 3 a.m. Well, for the kitchen.
For the kitchen staff, not for me, but
So
one of these days.
they
I
come in really early and they leave really late.
You start early and then you kind of leave midday, I guess, like early afternoon. Yeah.
Oh. That's cool. You look like you have a lot of things about it right now.
No, I'm just like, it's very similar to like how bakers are. Because bakers also wake up early in the morning. You got to bake bread and
Big bread.
yeah, and pastries. Okay.
Okay.
So like
Long time
seeing
Huh?
seeing that you do have a lot in your workday, in a typical workday.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of hours are needing to be put in. What is your motivation to you know, to keep going, keep the flow going?
I think my motivation so far has been, I think it's just being able to almost like see people light up when I kind of explain nutrition, like knowledge. I think it's because, especially in today's society, a lot of people are trying to better their health, like nutrition wise, with like food and everything. And so it always makes me want to, you know, do more to help others and kind of spread like nutrition knowledge and just kind of help others on their journey to health. And
I can't say. I mean, I've never really learned about human like nutrition, but nutrition in general, because I've only learned like animal nutrition. Sorry, but I feel like I always found interest in it. I never really wanted to go more further into it, but like seeing how our body takes in certain nutrients and how it's absorbed, and I really like the scientific part of it. It's really interesting. I don't know how to like explain it, but yeah. And I noticed that with most of the guests, or all of the guests actually we have on radio, their favorite part of their job is usually the satisfaction that they get.
It's true.
Yeah.
That is very true.
I feel like it's a very nice thing too, because you're like helping people, and you use your own knowledge that you learn in school to help other people, and then hopefully that they can use that knowledge to help other people too.
Yeah. No, absolutely. It's like I lost my train of thought, but I agree wholeheartedly with you. With the other guests that we had on, as you said, their main inspiration and motivation to continue is the fact to help others. We're always encouraged as members of the Church of Christ to do that, right? And so it's cool to see that. And no matter what profession you have, whether it be someone who is doing this or something else, you know what I'm saying? Those specific examples, or with you helping people in a wide array of different, either interpersonally or in a wide array, as you said, through schooling or through kitchen. It's so interesting to see the people's faces when they get to talk about what makes them really happy to do what they do.
Yes, I think I really love, because it's about them and it's about what they work hard for.
Yeah. Absolutely. Very, very achieved.
Yeah.
Very achieved.
Very inspirational.
Oh,
too.
absolutely. And with that, would you say? I lost my train of thought again. What would you say?
I don't know what I'm saying.
Why does it everywhere right now? Let's just go. Let's see if I come back.
I hope you come
It
back.
was going.
I
was
think
building.
I
It was building, and then you just have those moments.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I can't say I haven't.
Oh, okay. It's another question that I wanted to ask you. I know you're going through the schooling, and you're going through a wide array of different work lives, I guess you can say, through the different locations you have in the program. What is your end goal? After you graduate, after you finish your program, what is it that you want to fully get into?
So then after I graduate, and then once I pass the RD exam to become licensed, I'm still kind of figuring out what it is that I want to do. And I think that's why these rotations are really helpful, because right now I have an interest in either going into pediatrics or community nutrition. So I think I'm still deciding, but I'm learning a lot through going through these different rotations on what it is that I like about certain programs or like certain sites and the different things they have to offer.
Do you think it would be possible with the community nutrition to also do pediatrics?
Oh yeah, I feel like it's definitely possible.
Yeah.
Right?
There's programs like WIC, so like women's and infants, and it's a program that's within the community as well. So it does kind of have to deal with pediatrics as well.
Cool.
So I feel like there's many opportunities in the community to work with kids and just kind of a very wide range of different people too.
Yeah, I guess I never really realized the importance of dietitians. Sorry,
That's okay. It's okay.
But because I think we were talking about it in the pre-show. I'm not sure if I remember. But or I think we talked about it on the show actually.
It's all becoming a mix. Yeah, it's all becoming one big.
Not much people know about nutrition, and we need more people, to take the time to just inform people. I feel like I don't know about nutrition. I only know animal nutrition.
Yeah, I don't know nutrition. Period. Yeah, like I know macros.
Oh yeah, macros.
And
Yeah.
macronutrients.
Yeah, micronutrients.
That's like calories. That's as far as my knowledge goes. That's why it's really helpful to have someone like you that comes on and tells us all of these different things. It's crazy because I never knew that to become certified. Is that correct?
The certification.
Certified dietitian.
Yes.
Right. You have to go through so many steps.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of steps you have to go through.
I guess it is because it deals with the person themselves.
Yes.
You know, and your advice is what's gonna encourage them or convince them what to ingest, right? Mm.
Yeah. I'm
Yeah.
losing my train of thought.
I think we're on the same. You know, sometimes we're on the same wavelength,
But
and I think the wavelength is getting lost.
it's somewhere.
It's somewhere there.
Yeah.
You know, just pretend that we're saying it, and it's really good. Yeah. And what do you say?
It's very good.
It's getting there.
What is our last question, Brother Josh?
Actually, I have another question before that one.
Oh, sorry.
No, and it follows up with what you mentioned before, Sister Jade,
Yeah.
and seeing the people's faces light up. And I think you mentioned this as well, the ability to help other people. And when you say, you know, you see the other people's faces light up because of the explanations and the knowledge you have in the dietary world, what is your favorite experience of that?
It was actually a recent experience, and I was actually requested to mention this in the show, but
Oh, really?
it
Okay.
just happened this past weekend. But I won't name whoever said it. But
You won't want to say the name?
I
Tell
won't
us
say
later.
it.
It's okay. We're gonna mute the mic right now. No, it's just-
But it was actually in the finance office when we were counting, and when I was actually asked to be a guest on this show. It had to do with nutrition labels
Oh.
and kind of how when it comes to them, like we're all familiar with how we're able to read them, but actually understanding them is kind of another layer of the nutrition label that not a lot of people understand or have that knowledge. And so we actually were talking about how on a nutrition label, when you see the ingredients and you just kind of see that like long list of a bunch of things, the ingredient at the top is the one that has like the most weight. So that means it kind of is the most prevalent within the product. And then it kind of goes down into the one that is the least prevalent in the product. So then kind of telling them about that and seeing them being like, oh, I didn't know that. It's kind of really interesting to learn about that. And it was just kind of really nice and kind of increased my motivation. Like, oh, I want to keep, learning. And so I'm able to share this knowledge as well.
Oh.
Yeah, because not a lot of people read the label.
Yeah, that's also the other thing too.
Yeah. And I didn't know that the one in the beginning is the most.
Yeah.
That's in the only the ingredient list, you said?
Yeah, so then in the ingredient list, like within the nutrition label, so it goes kind of from what's like most within it to like what's least within it.
Oh,
Yeah.
Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Wait, where's I wish we had
No example
Yeah.
nutrition label.
Oh,
That's
dang.
interesting.
I really love how your job, which is also very like common in all the guests, your job, it not only allows you to help the community, but it also helps allows you to help the brethren inside our church, and just to inform them about nutrition, because maybe again they didn't really grow up understanding nutrition. And I feel like we need a second show because I want to learn more about nutrition too.
No, absolutely.
Yeah.
That's it. That's exactly what we need to do. A second show where it's more specific on it. I think that would be very cool. I think we say that a lot with the guests. We do,
But it's true.
But it's like it's because you go in initially, we're talking about our jobs.
Yeah.
We're talking about careers, the things that inspire us, things that motivate us. And then we find the other thing that's like really interesting that we also want to talk about, but we don't really have time to talk about that. Which is why we want you back for another show. How does October 11th sound for you?
Oh, that's I know that's like that's really soon.
Oh yeah, that is next week.
That's perfect. There's actually people commenting down right now asking to have an entire show breaking down the nutritional label.
I love that though. Like because sometimes when I do try to go on a diet, I guess.
Yeah.
Or just trying to watch my macros
Mm.
for when I'm like working out. If I want to get lean or start bulking. I look at the labels.
Yeah.
Sometimes I look at it and I make like I know what I'm reading, but I really don't. I usually only look at the protein and the calories and the sugars and the carbohydrates, just the macronutrients.
Yeah.
Sometimes I do look at the ingredients.
Yeah.
I really should start looking at the ingredients though.
I don't think I've ever looked at the ingredients.
Sometimes I would do it just randomly. Like I'd be eating at home and I have like a box of whatever I was eating and I just look at the label.
I know there was talks about a different when they list down each ingredient.
Oh, yeah.
Unless you see things like house blend.
Oh.
You know those things. Where it's like they don't have to list down those specific ingredients. You just say like, oh, this is our house blend. Or whatever. You know what it is. Yeah.
It's kind of like, I do know what you're talking about. It's like they'll kind of put it under like one umbrella, but you don't have to specifically say the specific ingredient of what is actually going in there. They just put it under like one label. So like house blend.
Yeah.
And then it's actually broken down into a bunch of different ingredients, but they just only put that one house blend ingredient.
That's the loophole.
Oh, I just thought of a funny question.
Let's hear the funny question.
Because you know how there's like different kinds of oils out there, like peanut oil and olive oil and sunflower oil and canola oil and vegetable oil and avocado oil. And
yes.
Yeah.
That is true.
I guess you could.
Yeah.
I was talking about cooking oil, brother Josh.
Yeah.
What is your go-to oil?
I feel like I cook with a lot of olive oil.
Okay.
I feel like olive oil is my go-to.
What is the most healthiest?
No oil.
I feel like there are like
just use a non-stick pan. Like I'm just joking. Oh, well, you can, but
I feel like olive oil is definitely one of them. I know there's like avocado oil, like you mentioned before, is also good. I think it kind of also depends on what you're cooking, because certain oils have different, they call like smoke points.
Yeah.
Right? So then it's kind of like some are able to reach higher temperatures without burning compared to others. So it also kind of depends on what you're cooking to kind of further enhance the dish.
Okay.
All right.
That's my question.
Yeah.
Really cool question, right?
Yeah. That is a really cool question. Yeah. What is your least favorite oil?
Oh.
I would probably, I don't know, it just came to the top of my head, but canola oil.
Canola oil.
My mom loves that though.
Are you telling
It's
her
not. You can still use canola oil because it's still really good with like frying. I know it's a common like frying oil as well, so it's still like usable. I wouldn't say, to completely like cut it out, but I know some people might say to try to limit certain.
Yeah, that is true. Like always in moderation, right?
Yes.
That's what I learned in my nutrition class.
Yeah.
Is to always eat in moderation.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Moderation is the key.
Yeah.
That is. that was high five.
It's okay.
We'll try that again later in another show. When she comes on again for the second time. Yeah. There you go. And we're gonna ask you this last. I know I just said before I asked that question earlier. I said it was going to be a very short question, or very quick question that took up like a lot of the time. So very quickly, we want to hear from you this last one. With all that you have learned, the lessons that you have gone through and understood, what are some of them that molded you to be the person you are today?
I think because I'm currently still like a student, still going through my studies and everything, something that I've been trying to incorporate a lot more is the work-school-life balance.
Me too.
I feel like that's something that has been very important and what I've been trying to really emphasize a lot more. To just kind of take some time to recuperate, kind of like, gather your thoughts, kind of have some like alone time or like me time, right? It's really important as well as, you know, we want to do good in school, we want to achieve our goals, but it's also important to take care of ourselves as, you know, healthcare professionals. It's, you know, it's a lot about trying to help others and stuff, but it's also reminding ourselves, like, you know, it's also important to take care of ourselves, because how can we take care of others when we're also not
I love
taking care of
that.
ourselves?
I can't wait to hear Atasija's comment about this.
That was so good. I feel like I needed that
Yeah.
because it is midterm season right now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so definitely a lot of studying, a lot of things to. Oh, so good.
That was
Everyone
really
who
good.
comes on here is so inspirational,
Yeah.
and I love it.
That's why I love radio.
Yeah.
You get to hear messages like this.
And
Every
you
single time.
hear like so many different like stories, their
Mhm.
careers, how they got there, and how they're even using their careers to help the church
Yeah,
and help brethren.
exactly.
Yeah.
I really like that. And thank you, Sister Jade, for joining us here today. We 2 minutes left in the show, so we're gonna try to wrap this entire thing up, literally by rapping. You know, the words really kind of.
Because we're talking really fast.
Yeah. But before we go on with our spiel, do you have any shout outs that you would like to give?
I guess I would just shout out my family for always being there to support me through school and, you know, all the many different things that I've been doing, as well as I feel like I have to shout out the local congregation of Honolulu,
Where Pahu, you
of
said?
course.
I have some shout outs too later.
The one that's out there, Honolulu.
It's actually cut off.
It's
Oh, man. Well, if you can't see it, it's Honolulu
It
up
actually says
there.
White Pahu.
Even though we're in Honolulu.
Honolulu. Cairo made it just for us. Hashtag Kawagas.
Oh.
We're on the same wavelength. Okay.
Oh, do you have any shout outs? Sorry,
do.
I know we're.
Shout out to Erwin sitting over there on that chair. Shout out to Solia over there. She's waving hi to
Also,
everyone.
shout out to my resident worker of a beach,
Oh, right.
Kadan,
Mm.
Daniel Martinez.
Yeah, and shout out to Jay Rich, the one that leads us in our TSV. Shout out TSV in general, you know. And there you go. Shout out the entire church. All right, there you go. I think we've covered all of our bases.
Okay. Time for-
Would you like to tell us what are some of the upcoming activities? that
Yes, so we have 2 upcoming activities for the month of October. Currently, we have our special gathering for Kadiwa and Binhi on October 18, and we have our Care for Humanity on October 19,
Correct.
and then I meant 3 activities, not 2, 3, and then we also have our Kadiwa formal on October 20th.
Wow, there you go. Need more information? Send all of your questions directly to Erwin. His personal number is just ask your CFO officers, your resident minister, resident worker. They'll be more than happy to tell you all of that. But as we close out our show, we are going to say some special thanks. Could you say the first 2?
Special thanks to our executive minister, Brother Eduardo V. Manalo, and our CFO coordinator and CEBSI president, Brother Angelo Eranio Manalo.
Thank you so much, Sister Janae. Shout out as well, or special thanks rather, to our District Supervising Minister, Brother Jem H. Baitan, our Assistant District Minister, Brother Ador Apostol, our CFO Overseer, Brother Brandon Pacheco, along with all of the ministers, ministerial workers, and their families for continuing to support us here in the satellite studio of INCRadio Hawaii Pacific. Thank you again so much for tuning into INCRadio Hawaii Pacific. We are going to miss you again for another weekend. The next week, our guest is always also going to say we miss you. But for now, we shall see you again later on in another week. Goodbye and aloha! Brush your teeth, wash your hands.
Read your nutrition labels.
Ooh, read your nutrition labels. That's great.